Oh, welcome back everyone. So we're back in the UK, although it might not look like it right now. After our great trip to Font, we're up in the Peak District this weekend and it seems to have snowed quite a lot. So, plan is to head over to Stanage Plantation, but the road was too icy and we couldn't get down there in the motor. So we've had to park up there at Popular and Hills car park. Now we've got to walk along Stanage to get over to Plantation. And we're just basically hoping that there's not too much snow on the boulders. If we walk all the way over there and then when it's covered in plastered in snow, we're going to walk all the way back again. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Well, we made it over to the Bouldering Plantation. There's Deliverance. Looking very snowy. Let's hope there's some boulders without too much snow on.
Well, it's now afternoon and haven't really had much success. I think we should have laid the mat out underneath a couple of climbers each and then pulled on and fallen off, and that's it really. But the choices of boulders here at Plantation is not particularly high. I mean, it's stunning. Everything is caked a little bit in snow.
Friction's not that good.
Do a friction test, just jump on it and see if you can hold.
Yeah, everything that's, even the faces that are sort of dry-ish or would be dry, there's just so much snow on top that's now melting, it's just all running down. And every climb we look at there's some crucial hole that's just soaking wet. We're not doing very well.
I guess we'll trek back.
Yeah.
Oh well, nice bit of a walk in the sun. I think it was too nice a day to just sack off completely and then go indoors. You'd have wondered what you'd missed. Now we know what we've missed. We'd have missed. Experience it firsthand. Alright. I don't know where we're gonna go. Good morning. Good morning. What happened yesterday? Well, we left Plantation, we trundled back to the motorhome and then decided to go to the works in Sheffield. So we had a session there. Which I didn't film because it was very, very busy there, so I think people would have gotten in the way of the camera too much. But waking up this morning and it's still a little bit frosty on the ground in Sheffield and the peaks are still quite white. It looks very pretty though. Just outlining some cyclists right now. So we're heading down to Cratcliffe because it's a little bit more sheltered in the woods. So we're hoping that the boulders won't have as much snow on them. The downside of Cratcliffe is that it can get very green in winter. So we're kind of hoping A, that there's no snow and B, it's not green. Oh, we're parked.
It's a good start.
Looks a lot better down here actually for snow. Oh, this looks like a nice spring day. Except the thermometer's saying it's -3 out there. There's a little bit of snow up there. But we're heading up. We're heading up that way. A little bit more. So maybe boulders might be clear. about halfway along. I don't think a rising leftward traverse with pretty rubbish footholds. Just the back of my head is if my feet pop, then I'm left dangling by my left shoulder reaching out, holding something in a poor position for the shoulder. So I'm just not willing to put my shoulder out.
Well, that didn't go too well. The guidebook's description of it being a lot harder than it looks, pretty accurate. Pretty frustrating though. I mean, not got up anything yesterday. What time is it raining? 2 o'clock. So we got an hour and a half to be back at the van. It's going to be a tight one.
Well, that mountain was quite tricky at the top. It's very slopey. Yeah, I was sort of getting in the footholds, and then sort of at the top of the lip was about here. I couldn't quite get my torso over. And then again, the balls to really bunch up really tight. So anyway, found a lump of rock for Brett. Cave problem. It's in a cave up above the path. This is this.
Came to jump right in, no matter what. If you knock me down, I'ma get on up. Break top speed when you hit the ground. Just get on up when you get knocked down. Came to jump right in, no matter what. If you knock me down, I'ma get on up. Break top speed when you hit the ground. Just get on up when you get knocked down.
That'll do. Hey! Climbed a boulder! Yeah, not entirely our most successful of 2 days climbing. Wasn't a high success rate a couple of days, but the conditions weren't great. We sort of got in a bit of a rhythm at Font, everything was going really well, feeling quite strong, and then we got back to the UK and sort of work, and we both got the flu, and that really wiped us.
I got the flu less than you.
Okay, I got the flu pretty bad, so not been feeling very strong.
But you still got up your cave problem, whatever that was called.
Yeah, I just about managed to drag myself up the cave problem. So that was good.
It's called cave problem.
I think it is called the cave problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried some leftward traverse, that wasn't very good. No way cave, that didn't go very well.
Yeah, I think that's nails. If anyone's got any beta on that, let us know, because didn't get that far on that. But I don't think picking a left traverse was probably a good idea for your shoulder.
No, it wasn't going very well. And then I didn't throw my mat, like as in I threw it, but I had to, like, to get off the cave problem area. It was easier to lob the mat down onto the path, so I lobbed it, went down to get it, and then it landed in some poo.
It hadn't just landed in some poo; the shoulder straps had landed in some poo.
It's not a good day. And then I like cleaned it as best I could, but every time like I took the pad off and then picked it up again, my hand would automatically go to the spot that you naturally go to, but how it's covered in poo. It's not a very good day.
Well, anyway, that's it for this one. We're both pretty tired. Bodies are aching quite a lot.
It aches here.
Yeah.
I can't feel this bit. I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Everything hurts disproportionately to the amount of climbing we've actually been doing.
Yeah.
So we're going to go try fix ourselves, and we shall see you in the next one.
Can I jump right in no matter what? If you knock me down, I'ma get on up. Break top speed when you hit the ground. Just get on up when you get knocked down. Can I jump right in no matter what? If you knock me down, I'ma get on up. Break top speed when you hit the ground. Just get on up when you get knocked down.